And welcome back. Home Track Heroes here on CW11, season number 2, getting ready to get back down to action for our Frank's Radio Service Figure 8 division. This segment is brought to you by Granite Construction, the proud sponsor of our Super Sprint Car Series, and approaching their 100th year in business. How impressive is that? Granite Construction, an award-winning company and a great place to work. Find your dream job today at graniteconstruction.com. All right, we've got Chris Curtis in the lead on this one. Few laps remaining. A lot of action so far. The intersection really hasn't come into play yet, but there's plenty of time.
We got just enough laps to get this thing spread out, and we'll see what's going to happen. But right now, it looks like Curtis has got this race, fairly well in hand if you could ever have a figure 8 race in hand.
All right, John Peterson waves the flag and starts. As you saw there, they start with the leader in front and then 2x2, side by side, right behind the leader to kind of give him a little bit of a break, as those starts in these races especially can be pretty hairy. Chris Curtis taking advantage of it with about a 4-car length lead. The 83 continues its impressive run on opening night, but the 50 of John Carlson, Tom mentioned in the segment earlier about how John is just so quiet and so unassuming, but all of a sudden he's up on prime time.
And that's why he's the champ.
That's
and
true.
He's done it. He's won every big race, and mark those dates on your calendar when you get down to the figure 8 nationals and the 60 minutes of fear and things like that. Put the money on the line, and all of a sudden you see some cats come out of the woodwork to do it, and they'll take an extra shot at that intersection that they might not do on a regular Saturday night. So make sure you don't miss those events.
You see the 25 of Dakota Wilson. He's stuck down there. Was stuck down there in the infield. As we come around, we'll see if he's out. He's just getting it fired back up, so Dakota Wilson will get back into this race. We've got 5 laps to go. Now we should have 4 laps to go as they are come across the scoring loop with still a great run by the former champion from several years back, Chris Curtis, and the number 74, Zach Larson, still hanging in there tough, and just all kinds of cowboy behind him there in that number 50 car. Again, that thing just looks so beautiful.
Yeah. Nice looking pieces.
Really did a sweet job. Jake Brecken, you just saw him coming into your screen.
There's some great intersection action right there. I mean, hold your breath as you drive through that mess.
We've mentioned this several times last season here on Home Track Heroes, but I think one of the funnest things to do when you're watching a figure 8 race, especially up in the grandstand, is watching people watch a figure 8 race. It is just the best.
Kids.
The kids love it.
Kids love figure 8 racing.
And the moms and dads that are seeing this for the first time, and it gets close at the intersection, and their shoulders just go all the way up to their ears, just in anticipation of something happening. And these guys are so good. Tom had mentioned it earlier about how good guys like Quentin Borison are. That just can kind of, peripheral vision is absolutely everything in this, as we're going to see the white flag coming out, and Chris Curtis be on his way to his first main event win in 2021. Lots of races coming up. You see the white flag right there coming out, and the field has taken it as they come around. The checker flag for Chris Curtis in second spot, Zach Larson, and the third is the Cowboy John Carlson. Let's take it down to our Angel of the Winds winners platform.
All right, Chris Curtis, you got it in victory lane, and probably one of the biggest field of outlaws we've seen in a long time. What did it take tonight?
Yeah, took a lot for us tonight. The field was really good tonight. I was looking at the practice times, and everybody was pretty much all within a tenth tonight, with 12 cars out here tonight. That's actually really good for us, and it was a tough field, and unfortunately didn't qualify very well, but you know what? We pulled it off in the end and made the right adjustments today to make things happen.
Who do you need to thank for the first place finish tonight?
I want to thank Miracles and Memories. They came on the board for us this year, and they're really helping us all out, helping the whole team out. Boney Motorsports, we got Bud Borton's Glass, we got Bulldog Haven Northwest. They've really stepped up and helped us out this year. It's been a great year.
Chris Curtis starting off the year with a win.
I think we can't count.
Thank you, Kyler. We talked earlier about how some of these guys don't look like they should be in figure 8 car. Chris Curtis is another one. He looks like he'd be getting stock advice from him or something like that. But
but I've seen Chris Curtis when he goes off. Yeah, that cat's real serious when he does.
He is very serious. All right, here we got coming up next. BECU has come on board. And boy, do we welcome them. These are going to sponsor the NASCAR Mini Stock division this season. And let's bring you the lineup. In the number 20 will be Jason Wilson. On the front row, outside is Cameron Iverson. Sponsored by Lane Sunholm in the number 10. Cole Reardon in a phenomenal new car for 2021. Outside of Cole in the number 29 is Dylan Bewald.
In the third row, it's the 97 car of Nat Barber. That's Racers Against Child Abuse. Outside of Nat will be Jimmy Absher. That's the 26 car, the Torset Group with Keller Williams.
In the number 15 car is Mark Krieger, brought to you by the 02 of Lane Sunholm. Outside Lane in the 14, Colton Price. Then back to the 15, Mark Krieger, brought to you by H2 Engineering. In the 521, finished second in points last year. Look for this cat to really make some noise in this season with the 521 of Mike Jensen.
In the next row back, it's the 16 car of Travis Woodward, sponsored by Simon & Sons Towing. Outside of him will be the 23 car of Ellie Musgrave. And in the final row, the 7 car of Cassie Sunholm. Outside in the Twisted Metal Off-Road Repair, it'll be Jeremy Patt in the 25 car.
Speedway Chevrolet Camaro pacing the field around. We will see that gorgeous car peel off here. The amazing thing about the 2021 season in the BECU Hornets. You know where I'm going with this, don't you?
You mean the BECU Mini Stocks?
Mini Stocks,
Yep.
yes. You know where I'm going with it.
Would it have anything to do with the 19 car?
It would have nothing to do with the 19 car because it's not in. But the 19 car, Thomas Stanford last season just won absolutely everything. So we'll have a brand new winner in 2021, no matter who it is, for the BECU NASCAR Mini
That
Stocks.
is about as close to come to being in a wreck and not wrecking as you can do, huh?
It just hasn't happened yet. But look at that lineup still side by side. First 3 rows. It's like the fast pace lap. But Cameron Iverson in the number 10. Just barely looks like got just a bit of a nose out. Jason Wilson looking strong early on in the number 20. Dylan Bewald and his familiar Volkswagen has been running that car for several years now and just improves so much every year. It's so much fun to watch. And look at that,
Those
3
guys
wide.
are scratching and clawing for everything they can. I guess maybe they're saying, okay, Stanford's not here. We're going to step up and we're going to be the new king of mini stock racing in the BECU mini stock division.
We got Cole Reardon spun out in his brand new car. He's kind of a lined up, and you'll see kind of the team car coming up in our next race for our Speedway Chevrolet Pro late models. Brendan Terrio, who won the Hornet Championship last year, moved up into a Pro late model, and the Reardon car is kind of like a teammate of that.
Yeah.
And they all help each other out a lot. But boy, that thing is absolutely sharp as the season comes on. There goes Jason Wilson and Dylan Bewald as they came out at turn number 4. So that should bring out a caution. We'll get those two cleaned up and out of the way. But how cool is it? And I don't care if you're tired of me talking about it, but look at those people there. We didn't see that last year, and it's so neat to see human beings. This was like the first live sporting event in Snohomish County in over a year.
Well, and a real test case for all of sporting. You know,
Yes.
It was here at Evergreen Speedway, because what happens here is going to play over into baseball and, you know, all the other soccer and rugby and everything else.
Exactly.
And so I think there were a lot of eyes on Evergreen Speedway, and they did a pretty darn good job of pulling it off.
Yeah, the amount of time that the crew here had to do that to get it all set up, and the way that they brought things in, it was amazing. The track is cleaned up, and Jimmy Absher has taken his number 26 car up to the front with Jason Wilson still hanging tough there, as we see those two that were involved in it earlier on. And this is going to be confusing because of the timing loop and whatnot with this, but it will make sense, I hope, later on.
It'll work its way out,
It will work its way
There's
out.
a great shot of Garrett Evans Holler.
Yes, it is. Also a great shot. I wanted to mention the Cascade push trucks down below there. I got something really cool to tell you about those guys, and one member in particular.
How we go back to
when we
green
get a
flag
minute.
racing. What do you think?
I like that idea. Here we go. Look at that. Nat Barber in the 97. Many-time champion for the BECU NASCAR Mini Stocks. Look at that. Goes to the outside, works his way down into the inside, just absolutely slams the door on that one machine behind him. It looks like that's the 14 car, that which is also a teammate of Nat Barber, the 14 car,
Colton Price.
was Colton Price, and that thing was fast in the heat races too. Boy, I tell you, they ran 8-lap heat races earlier in the day, and that 14 car is one to keep in mind all season long, because you can tell right now that thing is a screamer underneath and up to the lead just like that. Gets around Jimmy Absher. That'll put Colton Price in the lead with Nat Barber working the bottom part of the track as in that 4th spot. Is a good battle for 2nd spot shaping up. Looks like the O2, and there goes Absher off into the infield.
You know, it looked like Absher's car was just a little bit evil tonight, opening night. But he keeps working on that thing. It's got speed.
Yes,
and
does.
with a little bit better maybe setup, he's going to be tough as the year goes along.
So that'll put Lane Sunholm up into the 3rd spot with Colton Price in the lead. Now Lane Sunholm is up in the 2nd spot, followed by his Colton Price's teammate, Nat Barber, long time, as we mentioned earlier, the competitor. One thing I wanted to point out in these long shots, that when you see the Cascade push trucks, you'll see a gentleman in a Jeep. And,
yes.
And that guy has been the longest tenured. Rudy Hollingsworth has been the longest tenured member of the Cascade Push Trucks.
Yep.
This is his 39th year as a member of the Cascade Push
And
Trucks.
was happy as heck to be here in 2021.
Yeah.
Had an opportunity to talk to him. There's Krieger.
All right, he's got a spin in turn number 3, so that will bring out the caution. And while we're doing getting Mark Krieger cleaned up and out of the way and making sure everything's straight, we're going to take a break. We'll be back here. Home Track Heroes here. Good to be with you. CW11.